Hello and thank you for tuning in. So we just got our first official clip from the Twisted Metal series adaptation that's going to be streaming on Peacock very soon. And this is coming from PlayStation Productions. And I think, unfortunately, with the clip that we saw here, we already had a little bit of a teaser trailer before, but this is our first chance to get a look at the tone and the feel of the show. And I got to say, this might feel like the first PlayStation Productions miss because, we had the Last of Us series adaptation on HBO, which was really, really good. We had the Uncharted movie, which was, it didn't feel like I was watching Nathan Drake and Sully, but for what that movie was, it was fine, and it made a lot of money. Sony's going to continue making more Uncharted movies. But with this series, I feel like the tone is way off base. I mean, this feels like a bad MCU movie, and like the bad parts of the MCU. I really like the Marvel movies. I really do. I'm a big fan, but sometimes they do overplay their hands with the comedy, and every character has to have a funny joke and a funny line. They have to have these back and forth quips with each other, and I don't feel like that's what we need with Twisted Metal. I feel like the fans of Twisted Metal, especially me as a kid, I was terrified of Sweet Tooth. And while I think the voice of Will Arnett and the body of Samoa Joe the wrestler together combining to create the character of Sweet Tooth, he looked and sounded, as about as I expected Sweet Tooth to look and sound. There was no problem with the execution of the way he was presented and the way he looked. But when he actually spoke and the things that he was saying, that's where the problem lies in here. The tone, the back and forth jokes, the dancing around while playing the music and you're just laughing to this sort of it feels very campy. And I don't think that that's the tone that you want for Twisted Metal. I feel like, again, fans love those games for the car wrecking action and the dark atmosphere that came with it, with characters like Calypso and Sweet Tooth. And, these are some characters who are pretty awful beings and they're committing awful crimes and they're hurting people and they're very selfish and they're doing things, but they weren't really like, like, hey, all right, we're here and we're going to, do some crazy stuff together. That was never the atmosphere that was created with the Twisted Metal franchise. But that's what we're getting in this clip that we just saw. And I got to say, my initial worries when I, first saw that first teaser and we got those first details of Twisted Metal, which I've already covered on the channel, talking about how it was going to have a more of a action comedy tone to it and approach to it. I think that that's the wrong way to go about bringing Twisted Metal to the silver screen with, it's going to be on Peacock. It's not going to be on the big screen, but it's going to be on streaming. And I gotta say, I also don't agree now. I think, Anthony Mackie, I like Anthony Mackie, but I think that he's unfortunately been miscast before in his career. And I think that that's what it looks like is happening here. It reminds me of the Mortal Kombat movie where they created the character of Cole to serve as this audience member, to be like the fish out of water, like, so we can, basically step into this character's shoes. But I think what the problem with that is that, you're sort of already alienating your hardcore fans who have no idea who this character is. Or I believe, no, he is playing a character who was in the game, but he's, essentially he's becoming it's his own twist on the character. So it's, yes, he shares the same name with someone who's in the universe, but he is taking it on. You can tell with the writing and the way that Anthony Mackie is delivering his lines. This is going to be a completely new character who feels like they just do not, his character just not mesh well with the expectations fans have of the world of Twisted Metal. So, yeah, that's sort of my thoughts right now with this clip that we just saw. But I want to know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking about the Twisted Metal clip, the series overall. Are you still looking forward to it now, or does this clip sort of confirm your maybe fears like it did for me? Let me know. But as always, if you want to stay up to date on all the latest sort of movie and TV and video game news, well, you're in the right place. And I hope you consider subscribing to the channel because I would love to have you along for the ride. But until next time, I will see you all very soon.